I did a video a few months ago about how crack saved me from being a serial killer, and I'm telling you, I had all the signs of being a serial killer. And you cannot judge somebody by how they look, because I can tell you, you can look at me now and you would have never thought that. But because of the extreme abuse from my father, because of being locked in the trunk of cars, because of being, my sister told me today, she said, Greg, I was talking, she said, I remember when Daddy strapped you to that tree, tied you to the tree, and was hanging you up on a tree and was beating the mess out of you. And I had forgot all about that until she just mentioned it right now. But I had all the signs of somebody who would be a serial killer. And when I made that video, I wasn't joking. I was the kind of kid that was starting fires. I was the kind of kid that was abusing and killing animals, burning up animals, sticking holes through them when they were burned, because I was completely out of my mind. I was the kind of kid who was torturing other little kids. If you had a little kid, you didn't want your little kid coming around me. Even my family, on my cousins and them, parents wouldn't let me around them because I would always do something to hurt them, right? And remember, because I was so abused by my father, I didn't know the difference between playing and between torturing somebody. And that's what I'm saying. I had the mindset of a serial killer. I wanted, and I thought about doing all kind of crazy stuff to people when I was a kid. And I told many people, I said, when I came out of that torturous relationship with my father, I didn't even know if I was male or female. I was completely confused. And the reason I said it is because I had three sisters, and all I knew was girl games. You know, I was never gay, never wanted to be gay, but all I knew was girl stuff because I was living with girls for so long, and we were isolated from the world, for so long. Then when I got on crack, I was so into getting high and running around that those feelings went away. But I had every sign, and people looked at me and they thought that I was this innocent person, and I was a person with the most diabolical, demonic mindset. And getting on crack for 20 plus years, it took away all of those feelings of wanting to do that. And I began, it sounds crazy, but I began to feel normal. I began to feel and not want to hurt anybody. But that's what happens when people are traumatized a lot, and when you see people who go through stuff and they become these serial killers and all kind of stuff, they've been through some mess. And that would have been my legacy. I would have gone out and I would have tortured and killed many people had I not got on crack. So I don't know if you want to say that, thank God for crack or whatever. I do, because in that sense, because I didn't kill anybody. Well, I didn't kill anybody, as a serial killer. So that's how that was. So, just don't judge somebody by the way they look. My lifestyle was horrible, but I didn't do any of those things, and I thank God for it.